Hello, YouTube and universe. Welcome to Scarstone Productions. I'm your host, Morro, and today we'll be taking a look at the new stuff for Kamen Rider My-th. But before we begin, make sure you like, subscribe, and the notifications so you don't miss another video like this. Because maybe a small crit for you guys, but it's a big help for me and the channel. Thank you. And without further ado, let's begin. Now, starting off, of course, we have the My-th driver. And I already talked a little bit about it when I originally went through like the stuff for My-th. But here's the box. Looks absolutely amazing. Of course, we have Kamen Rider My-th right in the center, his driver, and the Right X egg, which is both the mice and cat egg. And we have on the side Kamen Rider My-th. And on the top shows how it works. But here's everything that comes with it: the My-th driver and the first Right X egg. And I like it, the intricacy of the design. I absolutely adore. I love it. And it also shows how you transform with it. First, put the egg in, then clamp the white parts together, and then at the end, push the two black rods, and voila, you're Kamen Rider My-th. And yeah, looks very good. I definitely love it when it's in this transform state. I just love how the egg just cracks open, and I am ready to make a ton of omelet jokes as soon as I get it. I'm sorry. It's gonna be, I'm gonna be cracking up each time. It's gonna be, I can't think of another egg joke. Well, I'll just lay it there to rest. Anyway, yeah. And yeah, it looks very good. And how you perform a finisher with it, you pull up the black bars and push them back in, and that activates the finisher. And all in all, that's pretty cool. And it also shows how you could put other right eggs in, and it will give him his frames. Because instead of them being called forms, they're called frames. And I'm so happy that they get other names instead of just being called form changes. I mean, Rider has been missing that. The last time I can remember they weren't called form changes was with Revice and them being called genomes. So, yeah. But other than that, that's it for the My-th driver. And I absolutely want to get this because I already got the perfect cosplays in mind for it. And yeah. But before we go to the buckles that attach to it, I also want to go over everything that My-th uses. So, yeah. The next thing we have up is the My-th Edge, which will be the weapon used by Kamen Rider My-th. And you know, I like it. Here is the box art. The packaging for it. And it looks good. It basically just shows off what the blade looks like. And I just love how it basically looks like a mouse ear. Now, here's what comes with it. Of course, I was about to say something else, but the My-th Edge, and we also get an egg with it, which is called a plus egg. Basically, they come from the kaijin of the series, and instead of giving a form change to mice, they actually do kind of what the punching and kicking gummy did for Gav, and give him just boost for certain aspects, which is a pretty cool concept. But back to the My-th Edge, I love how it looks, and it's a dual weapon, so it turns into a gun as well. So that's always pretty cool, and I like it. And it also has LEDs, so it's gonna light up, so that's fun. And of course, you could put the plus egg inside, on top of the My-th Edge, and it will activate lights and sounds for it. So that's pretty cool, and oh no, I really love this thing. And for our final item used by My-th is the Ride Watch egg. The Ride Water egg. And it's basically his ride vehicle. Rider machine. And here's the box, looks very good. And here's what it looks like in egg mode. Very interesting, and I definitely like it. And I basically love how, it's huge. Here it is side by side next to a regular ride egg. And wow, that is big. But of course, it can still fit inside of the driver. And that's how he'll probably summon it during the show. And here's what it looks like in bike mode. And It looks very nice. I love how sleek it looks and everything. And I love that it's compatible with the SH figure. I mean, the TFA figure. Which it also comes with an extra hand accessory for mice to use for it. So, pretty cool. And, oh no, that's it for all of the stuff that's for mice. Let's move into everything else. Starting off with the Hammerborn buckle. And I have to say, I like how the design looks. Starting off with the box, here it is, and of course, it has Kamen Rider My-th on it. And if you haven't seen my breakdown of the trailer, I said that each buckle basically represents a cardinal direction in Chinese mythology. And I said that the Hammerborn buckle represents the north. And, well, that's what I personally believe, but yeah, I like how this looks. Rhino posted up on both the front and the side, and here it is outside the box. And all it really is just the buckle, because the egg, well, the ride egg that he uses to transform is just Mice's ride egg, but it uses the second part of it. But basically, this is, once you attach it onto it, you you use it as a belt instead of like the sash that Mice uses. And it looks very cool. And what you do is basically you hold the hammer back, push it down, and that's how the transformation works. And of course, the way you do the finisher for this belt, for this buckle, is you pull the hammer back again and knock it against the egg, and that will activate the finisher. And all in all, this is a pretty cool attachment piece. And you, instead of getting it with just, by itself, there's also a bundle where you can get it with the Mice Driver, which is probably how I'll be getting it as soon as it goes out for order or just is in stock. Because Tokyo Collectibles like to be out of stock a whole lot when it comes to certain things. But, yeah. Let's move on to the next buckle. That being, let me pull up names. The Slashborn buckle and Ride Egg 4. And I like how it looks. And as I said, the Hammerborn buckle represents north. This buckle represents east. Now let's talk about the box art. Of course, it shows Kamen Rider Dat in it because this is one of the drivers that, the rabbit used. Also, the tiger uses it as well. But we get to see our first frame, that being the turtle frame. And it looks so cool. We also get to see the side. Shows the Slashborn buckle and the rabbit turtle egg. And here's everything that's included. And I love the design. Instead of it being a hammer, it's more like a buzz saw. And it just looks cool. And I love the shade of blue that the rabbit/turtle egg has. And I'm be honest, this has been one of my favorite buckles. Probably my second favorite one, if I'm being completely honest. But anyway, of course, it attaches to the Mice Driver. And the way you transform is you pull the buzz saw to the other side and click a button on top. And it will crack the egg open, revealing the rabbit and turning you into Kamen Rider Dat. And, that's a pretty cool way of doing it. And, of course, to do the finisher, you do the you pull the saw and press the button again, and voila, that's your finisher. And another thing, if you just use the Mice Driver without the buckle and put in the egg, of course, you'll get the turtle frame. And it has to be one of my favorite alternate forms for mice. Now that's it for that buckle. Let's move on to the next one. That being the Bite-Born buckle and Ride Egg 6 set. And it looks nice. Of course, it has a photo of Kamen Rider Zhao on it. And he is our Snake Rider. And as I said in the previous video, it feels good to have another Snake Rider join the club. Now, Oja, Evolt, and Jean has another member to it. Now, as the Hammer buckle and the Slash buckle represent both north and east, the Bite buckle represents south, based off of how it was in the trailer. And honestly, this has to be my favorite designed one, out of them. Here's it out of the box, and it just looks so good. It even looks like a blade by itself. So, yeah, definitely adds points to my stuff. And here is the snake/mongoose egg. And I absolutely love the shade of lime green that they use for it with the reddish purple markings. It just looks so good. And I personally enjoy it. And of course, when you put it on the driver, it makes it into the, bite-borne buckle driver, essentially. And you can put in the egg and activate it, giving you lights, sounds, and of course, turning you into Kamen Rider Zhao. And yeah, I still love how it looks. And of course, you can press the button again to activate the finisher. And then you can also put the egg into the mice driver, giving him his mongoose frame, which we have not seen yet in any of the trailers or anything, so can't wait to get our first look at it. And other than that, that's really it for the bite buckle. Let's move on to our last buckle, that being the Shopborn buckle and Ride X10 set, which obviously comes with the Shot Rise buckle, which represents the west in the cardinal directions, and it comes with the egg/orca/salmon egg, and we get to see Kamen Rider Ki on there. And you know, I was a little sad that we didn't get to see that much of this chicken boy in the trailer, so you know, I'm glad we actually get to see him with his transformation device. And I have to say, it looks very nice out of the packaging. It's a sleek blue, gun. And it looks nice. And I love the shade of, sand blue that they use for the egg as well, with the orange highlights. It looks very cool, in my opinion, at least. And I honestly love how it looks. Of course, like all the other buckles, you put it onto the driver to activate the lights and sounds, and to activate the transformation, you just pull the trigger, and the gun will open up, activating the egg. And it looks nice like that, if I'm being completely honest. And, oh no, looks very good. And, of course, you do it, you close it and pull the trigger again to activate the finisher. And, of course, like all the rest, put it in the mice driver, and you get the orca/tuna. I can't remember which one it is specifically, but from the image, it looks like orca. So, yeah. And again, just like the mongoose frame, we haven't seen what this frame looks like yet, so we'll just have to wait and see. Honestly, I always love a good, aqua/water-based form for a rider, so hopefully it looks good. And other than that, that is it for all of our buckles that are being released for Kamen Rider Mice. Now, let's move on to some of the eggs that we also have as well. Starting off with Ride Egg X Set 1, it includes 3 eggs, one of them being the sheep/wolf egg for Kamen Rider My-th, the Kuga egg, and 1 plus egg being the Kawagi. I can never pronounce that name. But yeah, here just the packaging, and of course we can see Kamen Rider My-th and Mice in his wolf frame mode. And we also get to see Kuga because, it's his Legend Ride egg. Now, starting off, here's what all 3 of them look like, and I love how they look. I love that the sheep/wolf egg is just white with purple highlights, which is an inverse of the next egg set. And I also love that the Kuga egg essentially is just his main color scheme of gold and red. Honestly, it looks amazing. And of course, for the plus egg, the Kugawa egg, I love the shade of brawn that they use for it. And of course, since, Kuga's based off of a beetle, it makes sense for the plus egg to come with him be a beetle as well. So that is very cool. Now, of course, you can put it into the mice driver and you will get the wolf frame, and it looks very nice when using it in the driver. But you can also use it with the bite-borne buckle, which is the buckle that My-th uses in the show, and you will get your transformation with Kamen Rider My-th. And yeah, I think the bifocal works perfectly for it. Again, watch back to the previous video I made and I explain more about what riders go with which buckle. But yeah, I like it. And of course, press down on the button again to do the finisher. Next up, we have the Kuga egg. And let me tell you, I absolutely adore these Legend Ride eggs for one reason. So, of course, if you put it in the Myth driver and you open it up, it will reveal what rider they are, right? Well, if it goes into the Myth driver, the Mice driver, it goes into their final forms. And that looks so cool. So, when you put the Kuga egg in the Mice driver, it becomes Ultimate Kuga. But if you put it into something like with the buckles, it goes for their regular form. And that is so cool in my opinion. Of course, here it is in the, with the Hammerborn buckle. And when you activate it, it opens to reveal just Kuga in his, not base form, because the base form of Kuga is growing form, but in his mighty form. And it looks very nice. I love the artwork. And for our final rod egg is the plus egg, and it doesn't really do anything. It just shows the picture of the Kuagata, or stag beetle, on it, and either way, it still looks pretty cool, and I wonder what effect it will give mice in the show. Now, moving to our second set for the ride eggs, we have, ride egg set number 2. And it does not have a photo of anything other than the 3 eggs that are included with it. Which is a little disappointing, but it was like that when Zets first came out, so I can't really complain. Now, for our first one, we have the ride egg for Kamen Rider Vanki. And one thing is, it looks pretty cool. It is basically just, the dog/eagle egg. And it looks nice. I like the shade of purple that they use for it with the silver along it like all the others. But one thing we did get for a photo is you can actually put it into the shot buckle, which is the one he will be using in the show. So that's good to know. For our other egg, we have the O's egg. And if it's anything like the Kuga egg, it will just show his final form for the Mice driver, which is basically Putotera. I don't care what you say, Putotera is the final form. And he will have just regular O's when he's put into any buckle. And for the plus egg, we have the Taka egg, which plays into the theory that the plus egg that's included in each ride egg is going to be very similar to the one that is based off of the Legend Rider. And that's really it for set number 2. But we do have one more set, which I am very interested to see, and this set includes the Zets egg and the Ichigo egg. And I am definitely ready for this. Now, starting off with the Zets egg, of course, for the Mice driver, it shows Extreme Zets. And yeah, the artwork still looks so cool. And of course, just like the other ones, when you put the egg into a driver with a buckle, it goes for the normal version of the rider just being plain old Zets. And the artwork still looks good. I definitely love it, at least. And for the Ichigo egg, it is a plus egg, so it only has one photo. But hey, we only need one photo for the Guild of All Kamen Riders, Ichigo. And it looks very nice. Of course, it's him doing his henshin pose, which, if you're going to have to do something with Ichigo, you have to do the henshin pose. And I really do love this set for the eggs. Now, there is one last thing to talk about, that being I always forget what these are called, but basically they're the box set that comes with multiple different eggs. So, of course, for the cover, it is the rabbit/turtle egg, and here's all the eggs are included with it. And I love it. Of course, the prize egg being the rabbit turtle egg. The second prize being the G.O. egg. And as one of the biggest G.O. glazers, yeah, I most likely will be trying to get this. And of course, it does the same thing like other rider eggs. The one that's used for mice is the final form, while the one used for the other drivers is the base rider. For the third prize, we have 01. Yeah, pretty cool. And of course, same as Geo, 02 for mice, 01 for everyone else. And then for the number 4 through 5, we have plus eggs, but they're the secondary riders. So that's interesting. Number 4, we have Shyax from Fives. Number 5, we have Garan from Blade. And number 6, we have Dien from, Decade. And all in all, that's a pretty cool way to start off a set. And I am really excited for all this stuff that's coming in Kamen Rider My-th. I'm going to try to get as much as I can so I can review it for you guys. But other than that, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about it? Are you going to enjoy the toy line for My-th, or are you on the fence? And let me know. And if that's everything, that's a wrap. Fade to black. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.